Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So I am doing a no buy month for the month of August, our family is. And what that means for us is that we will not eat out, and our spending will only be like as needed spending. So no discretionary anything. And that includes our grocery budget. So we are going to live the month of August basically off of just what we have in our house right now. So our kitchen is just chock full of stuff right now. Our pantry and our freezers are just super full. So all of that being said, I thought that I would show you guys kind of my process anytime that we do a no buy month, which I like to do them when either we are out of space or we're out of money. So if we have a month that we have maybe something that we are saving for that we really want to have a little bit extra, then I will do a no buy month. It's one of the reasons that I love to have a stockpile of stuff in our house anyway. It's a really nice thing to be able to fall back on anytime that you need it. So we're going to do that this month. So I'm going to show you guys kind of my process of what that looks like. So when I am not going to grocery shop, so I will say that for the month of August, our plan is to only spend $35 a week. And the reason that I chose $35 a week is because that is the minimum that we can do on a grocery pickup at Walmart and not be charged anything for. And it just will help us out a lot to stay out of stores. So doing just pickup makes a lot of sense. So I want to not waste any money by doing less and then having to pay a fee for it. So we will spend $35 a week. If we end up not needing that $35 a week, then there are a few things that I can always just kind of add to our pantry. But I'm guessing with food prices right now, that is not going to get to be an option. So anyway, my process. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to start out by making a meal plan. So if I don't have a plan, then there's no way that this would ever succeed. So I want to make sure that I have a good plan going. The way that I'm going to do that is I have a basket that I am going to go around and grab everything that is in our pantry, that is in our freezer, and anything else that I see just in our overflow storage that I know that we're going to need this week. And there's two reasons for that. First, I want to get anything that is in my freezer out so that that can be thawing if necessary. So there are some things that obviously won't be the case for if I have like frozen French fries or something. I don't want those thawed out. So those are going to stay in the freezer. But any protein that we have, if I go ahead and pull all of that out right now, we won't have any night this week that I think, oh no, I forgot to get the meat out of the freezer. Now we're going to have to order pizza. It just kind of shores up that problem and just make sure that we have everything that we need available as soon as we need it. So I'm going to pull everything out of my freezer and it's going to go in a drawer in my refrigerator, and everything out of my pantry and it's going to go in a specific basket that is just for meals for this week, so that I know that I have everything that I need from my pantry readily available for those meals. So before I ever actually sit down with my planner and start planning stuff out, I'm going to go around my house and take a look and see kind of what we have available. So I really like to start looking at wherever we have the things that are going to go bad first. So I always like to start with my produce, and we do have some onions that they are fine, but we do have some bananas that are starting to look kind of bad. So I might make some banana bread for breakfast tomorrow. I can go ahead and make that today, and then we will have breakfast available tomorrow, and then we can just have banana bread with eggs. We have a few oranges and a few cherry tomatoes still down there. Not enough to actually make a full meal with, but a decent amount. I will probably have to get some more of those, but that's okay. And then we have some potatoes that have sprouted, so we definitely need to get to using them. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is open up the refrigerator. Don't judge, it is very messy, and we definitely have some leftovers that need to get used. We will probably eat for dinner tonight. So right now I have a lot of jalapenos. If I don't use those this week, then I will chop them up and freeze them, so these will not go bad. I do have some sour cream as well. So we have quite a lot of cream cheese. I don't know if you can see back there, but we also have some leftover rice and some leftover taco meat, so we might have that for dinner tonight. And we might have this for lunches one day this week too. Let's see, what else do we have in here? So we have some bacon crumbles. I like to put these in eggs. We do have quite a few packages. I think we have like 3 more packages of these smoked turkey breast from Sam's. We really like these as sandwiches or as paninis, so we have a lot of that. All right, so then this is our cheese drawer. So I have quite a few blocks of mozzarella cheese, and then you guys saw on our Azure order, we were finally able to get mozzarella, so we have a lot of that. And then we have fresh mozzarella, and then this one is the raw cheddar cheese from Azure. So we have a lot of cheese this week that we definitely need to start using and getting through, or else it is going to start going bad before we can use it. Now, the best by dates on most of these are like December, October, and they're pretty far out. So I'm not super worried about them going bad before we get to use them. I just want to make sure that we actually use them. So we also have these drawer refrigerators. They're really great. They store a lot of our dairy stuff. So we have heavy whipping cream, and we have yogurt and cheese and raw milk. And then I have a really big thing of salad that I made that we will use to go on sides for any meals that just kind of need a boost of veggies this week. I made that for church. It didn't all get eaten, and so now we get to use it this week. All right, once I have gone through my produce and my refrigerator, I go to what is going to go bad next, and that is our freezers. We actually, I don't know why we have so many of these. We weren't huge fans of these. I don't know if you guys like them, then good for you. I don't know, they're pretty gross, but we have a bunch of bags of tortellini. I stocked up on these a while ago, and so we probably have like 6 or 7 bags of tortellini in here. We have a lot of frozen fruit. I think that's strawberries. We have more strawberries and blueberries right there. We have some frozen peas. This is our freezer that has more like, like snacky stuff like this, and then our frozen fruits and vegetables. And then we have a big bag of yeast that's in here. I just have a lot of like produce in here that most of this stuff are things that we use more for like lunches. So we will make like popsicles. We have popsicles going right now. Or we will use them for smoothies, that kind of thing. But that's what we are having in this freezer. The main thing that I'm seeing that I probably need to start using this week is that tortellini. Okay, so now we have our big meat and apparently ice cream freezer. So I have some things of chicken breasts that I grabbed from Trader Joe's. These are really good chicken breasts. I have several whole chickens. I actually have a lot on the bottom too. One thing that I haven't talked about in this video, but that I always do on my freezers that are chest freezers like this, is I have a running list of everything that I have in here. And so I always know what is in here. So I do know that I have quite a few of these whole chickens. So I definitely need to use that. And then I also know that I have several things of hamburger meat, just ground beef that we got from the ranchers that we get our beef from. And that needs to get used. And then I know that I also have a bunch of things of sausage. I'm not going to dig down in there right now. But I have a bunch of packages of Italian sausage that I can definitely find some good use for this week. And then another thing that I know that I have quite a bit in here is roasts. I was able to get roasts on a really, really good sale a few weeks ago. And so I have a bunch of them in my freezer. So finding ways to use those will also be really helpful. All right, then the last thing that I will always look at are our canned and packaged things. This stuff just doesn't go bad as quickly. So I have like some dehydrated vegetables and some cans of meat and all of our jars of broth up there. But yeah, this stuff doesn't go bad as quickly. So I don't feel a need to use this stuff as fast. I clearly need to can some more tomato stuff, but I do have several jars of tomatoes that I canned last summer that I do need to get through. And then I also have just some jars, some cans of tomatoes from like Aldi that I've picked up. I have some corn, and then up there we still have quite a few like things of lemonade and fruit that I canned last summer, jam, things like that, that maybe if I can find some way to use them this month, that would be really good. Okay, so now that I have gone around my house and I can kind of see what I have available, I can use that to make a meal plan. And any of the things that I decide I want to use that I found, I will pull out and put in my baskets. So the first thing was a whole chicken. So I like to make a whole chicken every week anyway. And that I think would go really great with the potatoes. So I'm going to roast a chicken and I'm gonna make some mashed potatoes to go with it. And then I can use the chicken, the potatoes, and I can use some of that cream cheese that we have a lot of. And then another thing that I found that I had a lot of was ground beef. So we're going to just do a simple spaghetti night. So that way I can use that ground beef and I can use some of those cans of tomatoes that I canned last summer and kind of kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna get some cans back, I'm gonna get some jars back. I'm gonna use some of that ground beef and I don't have to buy anything for that meal. And then the next one that I have is a roast. So I will probably not have enough potatoes to go with that. But I do have that loaf of cheddar cheese. So I will make some homemade mac and cheese to go with the roast that night. Okay, so the next thing that I have is I have that package of chicken breasts. Now that's not enough chicken breasts for my whole family to have some, but that's okay. I'm gonna use that to make my creamy chicken pasta. I do also have a bunch of tortellini. So I think this week, instead of using just penne or whatever other kind of pasta that I can find, I am going to use tortellini and really up my game on that recipe. I think it's gonna be really yummy and it's gonna make some more room in my freezer, which I really like. So I'm gonna make that with the tortellini. Now, the only thing that I do not have enough of for that recipe are the cherry tomatoes, and that's okay because I have that $35 budget to go get just kind of the odds and ends of what I need. So I am on my 4th night out of 5 that I am meal planning for, and I have one thing on my grocery list. So I have cherry tomatoes so far, and that's all that I've had to put on there. And then the last night I have a couple of different options. So I have a lot of mozzarella cheese, so I could do pizza. I do have some pasta or some pizza sauce, so I could do some pizza. I have sausage in the freezer, so I think that's what we'll do. We'll do pizza. And then I have all of that turkey, that lunch meat, and we will probably do paninis one day for lunch. So our lunches are usually really simple. We like to do like smoothies and popcorn, or maybe if I'm getting really fancy, we'll do paninis. Sometimes I'll do just like a package of tortellini and some jarred pasta sauce. And it's very, very simple lunches. Between breakfast and dinner, we don't usually get very hungry as a family. So that's really nice because it means that I don't have to really plan for those things. But yeah, I'll probably use that lunch meat for sandwiches just throughout the week. And it will save me having to add anything else to my grocery list for lunches. I will make bread, and we might even chop up some of those cherry tomatoes to put on there. We have some of that cheddar cheese we can add to that. We can do hot sandwiches also as paninis, which is really nice. And then for breakfast, we have a ton of eggs. I'm sure you can see them back there. And so we will use like basic baking ingredients and make things like pancakes and waffles and muffins, and then have some scrambled eggs with them pretty much every day for breakfast. I have 5 nights of meals planned. I have enough stuff for breakfast and enough stuff for lunch, and I have one thing on my grocery list. So I will probably go ahead and use the rest of that $35 to get some extra fruit just for us to have like in smoothies, or to use for just fresh fruit for us to have just as a snack or to go along with one of these meals. So that's how I'm going to spend that $35 this week. So yeah, that is how I grocery shop and how I kind of meal plan on a month that we are doing a no buy month. So that's what our meals are going to look like this week. I will show you guys again next week kind of what my meal plan looks like, how everything is kind of going on our no buy month, and show you what our actual grocery list will look like every week. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week, and we will see how this goes.